Generally speaking, going sideways on a motorcycle is considered a bad thing, unless you are doing
an Akira, real nice.
So I didn't know what Flattrack was when I got invited. I'd seen stuff that turns out is Flattrack or Speedway, but I am ashamed to say I didn't actually know what it was.
Here comes Danny King. He's trying the same move and he makes it round the outside.
And I'm aware of a fair bit of odd motorcycling culture. I mean, I'm in a club that practices an obscure Japanese motorcycle sport, for God's sake. So I do not know how that slipped through the cracks. But here we are. Every day's a school day. So why the hell do I keep showing you drone footage of the Peak District? Well, because that's where my Flattrack day was. Ian is my mate. He and I have a bit of a tradition of trying to do different motorcycle experience days towards the end of our work seasons. And Ian knows a lot of really cool people into really cool, different types of motorcycling. Last time, it was trials riding. Side note, if you haven't, definitely do a trials day at some point. It will grow you as a motorcyclist in ways you cannot yet fathom. The same can absolutely be said about a Flattrack day. It's an approach to motorcycling that breaks a lot of conventional road rules, like going sideways or not having a front brake.
You've all got your steel shoes on, hopefully.
So I wanted to go ahead and say, I paid for this day. These are all my opinions and stuff. No one is giving me anything to make this video. I just wanted to.
And the goggles that stop your eyeballs popping out with fear.
First off, it's a really decent experience day for the money. It's fairly cheap. Just look up what a racing track day with a sports bike rental, leathers and gear, and just look at what all of that will cost you to rent, and then come back and look at the price of this and you'll see what I mean. And they do rent you everything. You get a CRF125 bike, clothes, the gear, and it's great because you will get muddy.
Does this armor make me look fat? Yes, get on the bike, you loser.
The place itself is in a beautiful part of the world. The instructors are all ex-pros or champions of some flavor or other.
He's the only instructor what currently still has a blast on bikes and still races in the vintage motocross and a bit of enduro and a bit of this and a bit of that.
The instruction is really high quality as well, while keeping it concise so you get plenty of saddle time.
When you're riding your road bikes,
Your elbows are down here.
and it starts to slide, the front wheel, you can't do much because your elbows are digging in your hips. Your elbows are up here. If you're getting in a bit of a moment, you can, you've got to treat your steel shoe like a third wheel, So just keep your foot on the floor, like an ice skate. Nice and slow. Don't steel shoe. And the knee bend near the handlebars,
Oh, and a really cool thing about an experience day like this is you don't actually have to be an experienced motorcyclist to go. Or even a motorcyclist, really. It's really accessible.
So you're just going to go around a little cone, the instructor's just going to get you dizzy. So if you can do full lock, perfect.
You can tell this outfit are old hands at getting people on Flattrack bikes. They just have a very tight lesson routine that they get through super easily, and it really shows. They follow a similar approach to MotoGincama when getting people comfortable with doing seemingly unnatural stuff on a motorcycle. It starts with slow speed drills. Most good things in motorcycles tend to come from doing some form of slow speed drills. In session 1, they get you used to the bike, having no front brake and the steel shoe. Once they have you feeling less like Bambi and more like Mad Max, they get groups running on a miniature track.
You okay?
After everyone is nice and caked in mud, they make a kidney-shaped variation on the track for you to work through. It's definitely a decent way to build confidence quickly and get you hungry for the full-sized oval. Once you've had lunch, Adam or one of the other instructors show you what a good lap on the full-sized oval looks like. It's a pretty weird feeling charging a corner at actual speed with one foot on the ground. When the back of the bike starts to come out sideways, that's the fun bit. It definitely feels a bit off for the first time, but you pick it up. And the sound of that metal shoe is pretty satisfying.
Nice try!
After the initial runs around the oval, they once again modify the track. They add in a hairpin turn and some muddy fun. Ian and I kind of bashed it out here in the muddy section for dominance, and that was a good laugh. Though we both struggled finding the right gear a few times, it's a bit hard with the metal shoe and takes a bit of getting used to. Once all of the attendees have gone around the oval, the instructors, the junior champions, you know, the people who know what they're doing, they all go and have a go, and they show you how it's actually done. And it's pretty crazy how much more they can get out of the exact same bike you were just putzing around on.
So I hope you've enjoyed today. We're going to end the day just back on the oval, okay?
Later, before they start the final segment of the day, they give you some really nice background on what the Flattrack community is like, how to join, what the competitive ladder is like, basically just how to get into the sport. Then it's last laps. We all went for it as much as we dared, and I just tried not to come off while getting punked by a kid who's 20 years younger than me. It's not the first time, it won't be the last. So, an interesting side note. About a month after this experience day, I found myself sliding around a muddy rut in the dark on my 600. I was on road tires, I was trying to get out of somebody's driveway, and it had just rained. And I can't believe I didn't dump the bike, genuinely. I think I wouldn't have had the reflexes for that if I hadn't had the Flattrack experience day, so it does have some nice real-world use. Honestly, just come and try it. It's such a unique take on motorcycling that it's impossible not to come away richer for it.
Guys, have a good one. See you again. Don't forget the reviews. See you later.